Right, okay guys, welcome to another video game magazine. It's not a review, it's just me reading it. Basically, I read it and I just kind of talk bollocks, probably. So yeah, I'm kind of looking at I was going to say a slightly more modern magazine. I mean, this one came out in 1993, for God's sake. This is the very first issue of Edge magazine, which I believe is still going to this day. So I mean, that 1993, blimey, that's about, what, 27 years ago? That's a long time. So anyway, yeah, here we go. Apparently it's the future of video gaming. It features a Mega Drive, the Super Nintendo, PC, Amiga, PC Engine, Neo Geo and 3DO. And it's the changing face of video games. And inside we're going to look at the 3DO, how the dream machine shapes up in real life. So anyway, let's just dive in and see if it's any good or not. Right, okay, let's dive in. We know who you are. We know you're a dedicated video gamer who thirsts for knowledge on the very latest titles. We know you're only interested in the very best the gaming world has to offer. We know you're hungry for information about the next wave of gaming technology. So we know you're going to love Edge. Now apparently this magazine was brought to you by a dedicated, hardened games players and experts in all fields of video game technology, as well as extensive coverage of what matters in the Mega Drive, Super Nintendo and PC markets. Edge taps into a huge underworld of video game entertainment that simply isn't covered anywhere else. It answers questions other magazines don't even know to ask. How pretentious are you? Anyway, yeah, okay, a very black opening 2 pages. Whoa, right, okay. Let's have a look. TechView Multimedia. It is universally acknowledged that Trip Hawkins is a smart guy. So smart in fact that EA were years late getting into the console market and nearly went broke because their boss, one Trip Hawkins, dismissed consoles as a passing fad. There we go, right, I'm just wanting to have a wee look down. People in Edge. Steve Jarrett, yep, he was ex-Zap and also Crash, I think. Matthew Williams, Rob Abbott, Jason Brooks. Wonder how many of these guys are still involved in the industry. Probably most, to be honest with you. So what's this? What is the future of video gaming? What of CD-ROM, direct cabling and virtual reality? Edge speaks to leading lights in industries of the imagination, visions of the future from the men who are busy shaping it. Right, okay, that's basically the content. So now this was obviously when the Edge were still doing Mega Drive and SNES. I mean, they very quickly, from what I can gather, they very quickly kind of moved away and, you know, they were more interested in sort of CD-ROM type stuff. So anyway, here we go, the shape of things to come. Peter Gabriel, it's a new world. In about 5 years, CD-ROM is going to absorb entertainment, education and information. Arthur C. Clarke, I have an ambiguous attitude to video games. They can be a good thing but also very addictive. I myself was addicted to Snakebite on my Apple II about 10 years ago. I'll need to actually have a look and try and play that. Tell you, Tom Cruise has let himself go a wee bit. Oh, it's Mark Lewis of Electronic Arts apparently. And that was obviously before Kenny Rogers turned grey. Oh, is that, that's George Lucas. I do beg your pardon. There's Mr. Jez San of Argonaut Software, who did, what did he do? He did Starglider 2 and also, what was that game? Star Fox on the SNES. Within a few years from now we'll start to see cable and satellite. When you select from a menu of games and it'll constantly download new parts of the game into the machine while you're playing. Well, we've not quite, we're kind of halfway there. Obviously it downloads full games, but we've not actually reached that stage. But he's not far off it. Bear in mind that was 1993. And what's this here? I think incredibly sophisticated virtual reality is the future. Experience it, somehow tap into the mind and are controlled by your thoughts rather than any hardware. We're nowhere near that yet. Right, okay, cutting edge, make or break time for the old enemies. Crisis striking old foes Commodore and Atari are making one final last-ditch attempt, I should say, to achieve status as CD-based hardware manufacturers. Traditionally, the best of enemies, the two companies are committed to launches that will, by their own admission, be their making or their breaking. Now, I don't recall Atari ever bringing out a CD-based system. Don't think so. Possibly that was the Jaguar. There's Dave Pleasance, who's quite a big player in the sort of the retro scene now. He does go to a lot of conventions and that sort of stuff. And I've no idea who this guy is here with the ginger hair and glasses. We hope to take sales from the consoles, not from our own flagship machine. CD32 edition of Pinball Fantasies. Sadly, my CD32 is actually, it's not gone, well, it has stopped working. Yeah, it has. It doesn't read CDs anymore, which is a pain in the arse. Right, okay, what's this here? Commodore's technical vice president Lou Egerbrecht about to show off CD32's full motion video capabilities. Yeah, I mean, it was all about full motion video back then. And there's Sam Tramiel of the Atari. Jaguar will revolutionise the state of home entertainment. It is clearly the wave of the future. Oh, if we only knew. It is Nolan Bushnell's company Atari by 1983, however the industry had all but disappeared. Atari made 6 million ET cartridges and then bulldozed the lot into the desert. Cart prices plummeted and it lost 300 million in a year. Blimey, and as we know, 30-40 years later somebody went and dug them up again. Yeah, Atari's last full year figures for the year ending December 31st, 92 showed turnover halved to 127.3 million and a loss of 73.6 million. Yeah, it was a shame. Right, pretend TV piracy, or have Sega really got the kit to turn the video games world on its head? Virtual theme parks, 24-hour Sega channel, don't think that happened. A new multiplayer modem, this is the stuff that Electric Dreams are made of. And there's Sonic looking all happy with his beach ball. And here's our R360 Sega World just waiting for you to have a go and shove all your hard earned money into it. Every month Edge will be paying homage to the miniature film industry that is the game attract modes. Okay, I'm not going to go reading it all. Separated at birth, final fight from Batman Returns. Possibly. Right, here we go. PC Engine power-ups. The PC Engine Duo and Duo R are to get a huge boost in performance from a new RAM card being developed by NEC. 16 megabits of DRAM will be included on a new system card, which effectively increases the RAM from a measly 2 megabits to a vast 18 megabits. Now I've actually got one of these. I got that when I got my Duo. So yeah, it basically gives you some more extra memory. Taking 1 week at random, Edge monitored the press for their video game coverage. Here are two of the more depressing highlights. One of Britain's best young tennis hopefuls, being the operative word, presumably has been banned from playing his Game Boy and Super Nintendo after he ended up in agony. Sports osteopath Raymond Perrin said, "I'm sure the injury was caused by excessive use of video games. Yeah, he had a sore wrist. Of course it was video games." Yes, okay. What was that, Archer McLean there? Well, it is. Right, I'm not going to turn my head. There's Archer McLean down there. I don't know why, that's quite annoying. I hate when magazines put bits like that on the side. Hollywood enters FMV arena. Voyeur on the Philips CDI, a Hitchcockian thriller starring Robert Culp and Grace Zabriskie. Is that Zabriskie? Sorry. Vaunted as the first interactive movie, over 47 frames of M2 broadcast quality video were captured, representing 65 minutes of probably what turned out to be extremely pish live action footage. Seventh Guest. Now the seventh, you know what, the Seventh Guest was actually not bad. I quite like the Seventh Guest. I'll need to not a review, I'll need to do a little Meme Meister mashup for it, I think. What's this? Game Over for Nintendo. Game Over is a compulsory reading for anyone that's playing Nintendo or any video game for that matter. Oh, that was a book. Yeah, I think I've got that somewhere. I'll need to go and have a wee look. So yeah, the CDI version of Microcosm sees the FMV unit to display stunning rendered sequences in 24-hour colour. For the full exclusive story on Microcosm, see page 70. And quite frankly, I can't wait. Right, what's this? Pioneer Laser Active becomes reality. Pioneer's Laser Active system. Yeah, this was all the rage. And the thing is, you have absolutely sold all your machines to get one of these things. Yeah, the second future entertainment show, the Grand Hall Olympia, Thursday the 11th to the 14th, 1993. Blimey, that was how many years ago? 2003, 2013, 27 years ago. Bloody hell, it's going, yes, in 3 years' time it's going to be 30 years ago. Ah, that's depressing. Nintendo is massive. Japan, why am I saying Japan? Japan's second most profitable company and so really they were the second most profitable company. Blimey, I wonder if that's after like alright, there you go. The only company more profitable is the huge Nippon Telegraph and Telephone Corporation. Blimey, and who would have thought? Well, no, yeah, sorry, Nintendo are still good obviously, but yeah. And there we go. Is this release dates? Yeah, this is when games were getting released. So let me see. 29th of October, ActRaiser 2 by Enix Japan was getting released. There you go. All your games. Blob on the Amiga. Yeah, I mean, I think the Edge magazine was kinda okay then. I just thought it just became too much up its own backside. And I was listening to the Retro Hour podcast with when Dan and Ravi were talking to Steve Jarrett, and even Steve Jarrett said that they were up their own backside, and he was one of the editors. Edge Classic 5. The following is a list of classic titles that have been emulated but never bettered, so no particular order. R-Type, Paradroid, Street Fighter Turbo, Super Mario 3 and the Sentinel on the Commodore Amiga. So there we go, the best selling Amiga games: Syndicate, Goal, Gunship 2000, Project X, Championship Manager, World Class Cricket, Flashback, Alien Breed Special Edition, Dune 2 and Sensible Soccer. Mega Drive, what was that? Jungle Strike, Micro Machines, Cool Spot, Super Kickoff, which was bollocks, and the PC CD-ROM. Day of the Tentacle, Seventh Guest, Fate of Atlantis. You know what? These were all point and click games, and that's why I kinda gradually got bored of it. Not so much bored of the PC, but I just got kinda fed up with these kind of games. Right, what game is this? 30. Top Gear 2. I think was Top Gear 2 not American Challenge or something, whatever it was called. It was Crazy Cars 3, I think, possibly for the SNES. 29, what's that? Stonekeep. Dungeon Master 2. I'm not going to sit and read the whole review. It's taken 4 years to arrive, and it's got such intelligent monsters that even the developers are running scared. Interested to see what my mate Lacozer thinks of it, because he's a massive Dungeon Master fan. Forgotten Castle, what's that on? PC, release date October 93, 9 discs, bloody hell. Here we go. It's made the best 3DO games look like Atari ST stuff. Okay, yeah, so this was Stonekeep. Is this going to be the best action RPG ever? Yeah, it was all about, RPGs. Top Gear, yeah, there you go. It's no, I'm talking pish. It's not based on American Challenge or Crazy Cars 2. It's released by Gremlin. Now I'm wondering, was this based on kind of Lotus? Possibly. I think it might have been based on Lotus Turbo Challenge. But certainly, I mean, none of the guys doesn't even mention that at all. But this was on the SNES. Never actually played that program or anything. Nah, I mean, there's no mention of Sean Southern or Andrew Morris. What did it get? Did it actually tell you? I can't see it. Where does it tell you? Where does it tell you the scores of it? Let me just click down a wee bit. Ah, you know what? It's possible they didn't actually give it a score. Yeah, so it basically forced you to read the damn thing. Impossible Mission in 90s Remix on the Mega Drive. Didn't even know that was a thing. F-14 Fleet Defender. That's a well dodgy looking moustache if ever I saw. PC, yeah, it was all about simulations, and that's why, although I did spend a lot of time playing the PC, a lot of the games were just kind of lost in me. Thunderhawk, yep, Sega Mega CD, and I think that was meant to be quite good. I can't remember exactly. TFX and Inferno, yep, that was on, yeah, that came on out on the PC, sorry, on the Amiga, well, also came out on the PC, and it came on 7 to 8 discs, blimey. Yeah, I mean, it just looks so dated, it really does. Jurassic Park, I don't remember playing that. Don't remember seeing that one at all. 1993, I would still have the Amiga at that point, so I never actually. Well, I remember this game on the Amiga. Rise of the Robots. Oh, blimey, here we go. Rise of the Robots plays like a Street Fighter 2 clone, but looks very, very different with graphics like these. Who needs gameplay? They obviously read it and took it to heart. Bloody hell. That's quite funny. It was only a matter of time before game designers started using real 3D effects like 3D morphing as seen in films like Terminator 2. One-on-one beat-em-ups don't usually rely on 3D modelling software and high-quality ray-traced graphic images. In Rise of the Robots, each body part is modelled independently from blueprints, no less, and then linked to let the animates animate convincingly. The animation is stunningly realistic and smooth on the PC version, with similar impressive results. If ex-Bitmap brother Sean Griffiths, who heads the Instinct Designs team, can match these stunning visuals with varied and exciting gameplay, this could be a very interesting product. Yes, again, if only we knew. Whoops, I'm jumping all over the place here. Legend of Dracula, Bloodlines. Oh, that's on the PC, that's interesting. PCE, basically Castlevania. Landstalker on the Mega Drive, never heard of it. Virtual Racing on the Mega Drive. World Heroes, Mario and Wario YSIV, whatever that is. I've heard of it, don't know what it is. And here we go, the start of tons and tons and tons of adverts. There you go, Commodore Amiga, well, that's an A4000, 929 quid. Well, that's not bad. Commodore Amiga A600 Lemmings Pack, 174 quid. Or for the Commodore Amiga A1200, 259 quid. You know the funny thing is, that's kinda about what you'd probably pay for a second-hand Commodore one A1200 now. Special Reserve, there you go, that was kinda your magazine, so you bought stuff. That's too small for me to read. The 3DO, there we go, Trip Hawkins. There's never been a rising performance of 50 times like this. Pity it absolutely fell in its arse. I do have a 3DO, however, and I do like it. But yeah, it's quite funny actually, just looking back. There we go, I'm not even going to bore you with all this stuff. You can read that for yourself. I don't think it's too early, says Trip Hawkins. The technology is good enough to take a sufficient leap forward at a reasonable price. I know it's going to work. For his sake, it had better. Oops, a daisy. What's that? Is that Grease and Grunge. Don't remember that game ever getting a release. And there's a bloke with a really dodgy haircut and even dodgier moustache. Road Rash on the 3D, a far cry from the relatively barren Mega Drive version, though I know what one I would rather play. And it's not the 3DO one. John Madden, PJ Golf, yep. A lot of people were impressed by what they saw at CES, but they're forgetting about gameplay. I haven't seen a single game yet that says this is why I must buy a 3DO. Fair enough, yep, Mr. Bill Heineman, 3DO programmer. That's pretty much what everybody else thought, unfortunately. Crystal Dynamics. What we are doing is damn near as good for a whole lot less money. They'll launch at about $700. I'm not interested in machines over $500. And that was the president of Sega USA, apparently. Crash and Burn, Crystal Dynamics' first 3DO game, is an excellent showpiece for the new hardware. Okay, right, where are we? There's somebody else with a really dodgy moustache. It was the 90s after all, and I think I had one that was probably even worse. I bet $10,000 that we generate more income from just one game, Super Mario All-Stars, than 3DO get from all their hardware. That's obviously by, yeah, there you go. Peter Main, the Vice President of Nintendo USA. So you can see here, although there's a lot of sort of publicity and love for the 3DO, the other kind of big hitters, they weren't quite so confident, and unfortunately these guys kind of knew what they were talking about. What the bloody hell is this? Is this porn or something? Manga-nificent! 2 new releases at only £8.99. That's probably something Dot would probably want to buy. Expectations. Remember when the Amiga replaced the C64 back in the late 80s? The tenfold jump in performance, though major by existing standards, wasn't enough to handle the colour graphics at the same speed as the C64. And much of the software was a letdown because programmers were taking on too much. 3DO is hugely powerful, and you'll see some stunning games for sure, but unless programmers scale their ideas down, game players are going to be bitterly disappointed by the trade-off in speed. Right, what's this? Sound is often a forgotten factor in the gaming experience, but Dolby Surround and Q-Sound are about to change all that. Edge immerses itself in the sounds of the future. Well, I don't know about you, but I would much rather listen to Monty on the Run any day. Right, there's Mr. Jezan again, talking about stuff. Chris Hulsbeck, I'm interested in the man behind music. Chris Hulsbeck is a 25-year-old German musician responsible for the great surround sound included in Super Turrican and the Super NES. Since the early days of the C64, Chris has moulded a career producing game music for a variety of home computers and consoles, and has earned one of the best reputations in the industry. Yeah, the funny thing is now, you listen to music, holy moly, that is one mullet. You listen to music on modern games and it doesn't even register, you don't even think, how good is this sound, because we're just kind of used to it now. The big screen sound. What you really need is an £800 25-inch Toshiba. Blimey, 25-inch. That's mental. There you go, that's what you want. That would be quite nice actually. Oh, I've got my 32-inch. Was it my Sony, I think it is? Yeah, my Sony Trinitron. Yeah, there we go. Future Entertainment Show Priority Forum. There you go. For £6.95 for a single ticket. I loved these kind of shows, they were great. Intravenous Afterburner, the making of Microcosm. Interestingly, Microcosm, I was going to say I've got fond memories of that game. I was going to say it's because it was the very first video that I made. It wasn't, it was actually Sewer Shark. Although I think, to be fair, Microcosm was just as pish. Now he looks kinda alright, he just looks ridiculous with these little glasses. Just one image can take up a full meg, we're talking 16 million colours. But did anybody really care? Not really. Yes. John Gibson. Now he started off his career with Imagine Software. He programmed Stonkers, and he also worked on the 2 Mega games. So he also worked on Microcosm. Oh, he was a lead programmer. Interesting. The FM Smarty console, baby brother of Fujitsu's stunning FM Towns. Now I'd like one of them, but they go for silly money. Rick Waite, I thought I recognised him. Rick Waitman, Microcosm Maestro. Oh, so he was putting out some sound. There's Mr. Gibson. Now who's that? Wait a minute, I think John Gibson. No, I thought that was. I can't even remember his name. The guy that used to work for Imagine Software. Yeah, I just found Edge magazine a very, very dry read. Right, oh here we go. This is actually the reviews. So I take it back. These were just previews, I think. Yeah, there we go. 9 out of 10. Street Fighter 2 Turbo, 9 out of 10. Wouldn't argue with that. Mortal Kombat, 6 out of 10. Street Fighter Champion Edition on the PC Engine, 8 out of 10. And Gradius 2, 8 out of 10 as well. Siltpeed on the Mega CD, 7 out of 10. Echo the Dolphin, was never a fan of Echo the Dolphin, that was on the Mega CD. Lancelot, Inca, never heard of it. Viewpoint on the Neo Geo, I want to see what they gave it. 7 out of 10. There you go, look at this. Next time you complain about paying £4.99 for an app, we had to pay for a Neo Geo title £225. Yep, that's £225 for a single game. To be fair, you were getting an arcade perfect game. I mean, there you go, look, Sunset Riders on the Super NES. The Super NES, 45 quid. And bear in mind, that was 1993, so that was probably about £80-90 now, so... Gunstar Heroes, 6 out of 10. Oh, bloody hell, that is now one of the... It's great while it lasts, but it doesn't last long. That's like a lot of things in life, sadly. Gunstar Heroes is one of the games that people rave about. Rainbow Islands, 7 out of 10. Oh, that's pish. Zombie Ate My Neighbours, SNES, I love that game. 6 out of 10, that's a bit poor. But because it's not got fancy graphics and artwork, then, you know, Edge would really rate it. The Mario Collection and the SNES, £60 import. Super Family Tennis, love that game, that was really good, 7 out of 10. Pinball Dreams on the PC. Okay. Rocket Knight Adventures Konami, never heard of that one, 7 out of 10. Yojo on the Amiga, that just looks pish, 8 out of 10, well, there you go. First Samurai on the SNES, only 5 out of 10, ooh, interesting. Lands of Lore, that's on the PC. Street Fighter 2, so is this actually a review? Did not review it further up. Street Fighter 2 Turbo hits his SNES with such force it almost breaks, but the only smell of burning flesh is from greedy importers rubbing their hands at the prospect of charging ludicrous amounts of money for what must surely be one of the games of the year. Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing it, I remember reading the review, I can't remember what magazine it was in, I just thought, that looks amazing. Yeah, there you go, that's on the PC Engine, and bear in mind, you know, the PC Engine came out quite a bit before the SNES, and if you compare the graphics, there's really not a lot of difference. And that's more testament to just what an amazing console PC Engine was. Siltpeed, that's actually not a bad little shoot 'em up. Again, you can quite easily play it on various emulators. Land of Lore, not interested, I had no interest. There's 35 quid. No interest in these games at all, which unfortunately, you know, was pretty much the staple diet of PC owners. Super Mario Collection, I take it that's the Mario All Stars. With the minimum of a Super Mario All Stars compilation. Yeah, there you go. That is Super Mario All Stars. That was my very first SNES game I ever bought, and it's fantastic. It's got 4 games in it. Gradius 2 and the PC Engine. Yeah, what did I get? I can't remember what I got, but it's a lovely, lovely version. Rainbow Islands. Let's just move on. I mean, £60 import. So if you imported that, that would have been like, I don't know, the equivalent to maybe about 120 quid or something nowadays. Just insane. Sunset Riders, that's a fantastic game. I've never played it in the SNES, but I have played it in arcade, and it's a really, really nice game. Zombies Ate My Neighbours. If you've never played it, download an emulator, download the ROM from somewhere, just Google it, you'll find it. Play it, that is a really, really good fun game. And you can also play simultaneous 2 players. My daughter and I, we still play it actually. There you go, Gunstar Heroes. Again, I've never really played it, but it's a game. It's always classed as one of the top games for the Mega Drive. There again, there's Viewpoint. At £225, Viewpoint is ball-breakingly expensive, costing even more than the newer 100 meg Neo Geo games, and apparently SNK's own restricted supply is the reason. Make of that what you will. I'm very lucky, I've got a Neo Geo and I've got the multi-cart which has got that on it. Again, you can play it in, you know, various emulators. What's this recommended reading in which we preview our sister magazines? Right, okay, so they're looking at, there's Games Master Magazine, Game Zone, Mega CD, Sega Power, Sega Zone, Super Play, so they're all part of that kind of umbrella. Okay, and the letters, we'll just read a couple of letters, let's see. Fergus McGovern, Probe Software. Ooh. The kind of CD games that we have seen so far have frankly been far from mind-blowing. At the moment, all I see are pretty pictures displayed on screen, clever introduction sequences, etc. If that's what you want, why not watch television? Until the standard of gameplay is improved to the same exact extent that the graphics have been, CD will not make the sort of impact it is capable of. In order to do so, the format needs a game with the same sort of playability as games like Mario and Sonic did on cartridges. At the moment, everything on CD can be done on carts if you could afford to make them big enough. Has anyone out there been genuinely impressed with anything they've seen on CD? What genre of games do you think suits CD? And isn't Tetris on the Game Boy better than any of them? That's my thoughts entirely. Yes. Right, we'll not bother reading anymore. Do you want to see issue 2? Edge isn't for everyone. You could say that again. Yes. I mean, I did buy it. I did buy it for quite a long time, and then I got to a point I realised I was hardly even reading the thing. So there you go, Over the Edge next month. And the very, very last page is coming in fair. The last page is a blank page. So anyway guys, that is it. If there's a magazine you want to see featured in this feature, just put your comments down below and I'll see what I can do. And as always, thank you very, very much for watching.